So I'm gonna try to show Rashee Rice as much as possible in this video without getting copyrighted. But in this video, we're gonna have to talk about Rashee Rice and what he's doing, because he's obviously the problem child for the Chiefs, and he's really breaking the NFL. And the reason why I say that is because he's making the Kansas City Chiefs better by a whole lot. And if we didn't have Rashee Rice this year, we really would be doomed, if you want me to be honest. And the reason why I say that is because Rashee Rice has been making a lot of big plays for us. He's been doing very well for us throughout the season. He's came up big in times where we really needed him. And other than Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice is our top pass catcher, if you ask me. He's absolutely like a dog out there. I mean, he drops passes sometimes, but this dude is putting up consistent yards. He didn't get that much snaps in the beginning of the season. And in his rookie year, he's really dominating, if you ask me. And he has, 7 touchdown receptions, which is very good for a wide receiver to have. And I love what Rashee Rice is doing. He's became a solid red zone threat for us. And we definitely have to keep him involved. We got to keep playing him, keep giving him his snaps and his minutes, because he is a very good player, man. Rashee is a very good player. And we definitely going to go over his game log in a few. But I definitely wanted to tell y'all that Rashee Rice is definitely scary. You know, like, he's very scary. He's making the Chiefs better, and he's a wide receiver option that can really step up for us in the playoffs. Like, you know, in the playoffs, Juju, Kelce, you know, in the Super Bowl, really, mainly Juju was used very well. I think Rashee Rice is going to be that person that's going to step up for us in the playoffs. I think he's going to have a 100-yard game almost every game in the playoffs. And then I also think Travis Kelce is going to match his energy with 80 to 100 yards in every game in the playoffs, because we're going to need both of them guys to step up, and we're going to need some other players to step up if we want to make this Super Bowl run again. Y'all giving me a lot of heat on my last video because y'all said we should have blown the Patriots out, but at the end of the day, Patriots got a top 5 defense in the league, so it wasn't guaranteed that we was going to blow them out. So at this point of the season, Rashee Rice has 754 yards, 7 TDs, and 68 receptions, man. I mean, that's very good if you ask me. Let's take a look at his game log. So in his game log, man, he's had So the first 2 games, right? Let's go to the first 2 games. Detroit, he got a touchdown his first game as a Chief, right? So 29 receiving yards with a touchdown. To the next game against Jacksonville, 20 yards. The next game against Chicago, 59 yards. And then against the Jets, 32. Against the Vikings, 33. Then he started to really break out. Like, Denver was like his breakout game. Sorry if my phone is moving. Denver was like his breakout game because he had 72 yards. He also had a TD against the Vikings, but Denver was really his breakout game. Then next week against the Chargers, he had 60 yards with a TD. Then he played Denver again, and that was in a tough L where he scored 56 yards. He had 56 yards. And against Miami, a pretty bad game. 17 yards was pretty bad, but he still had a touchdown. Philly, 42 yards. But he really started to break out really against the Raiders. That's his breakout game. 107 yards, 8 receptions, 10 targets, 1 touchdown. Then the next week, another consistent game, 8 receptions with 64 yards. Then 72 yards against the Bills with 7 receptions. And then an amazing game, 9 receptions with 9 targets against the New England Patriots for 91 yards and a touchdown, man. So Rashee Rice had a very good game against the Patriots. I mean, we still had 3 turnovers, which isn't good. We definitely gonna have to limit that. And the drop thing, I mean, if he didn't have so much drops, he definitely would have had more yards. But when it comes to the drop situation, it's just him like taking off before the ball is really in his hands. That's just a rookie thing. You know, he's gonna fix that. He makes up for it with how open he gets and how good he is consistently. And you gotta love what Rashee Rice is doing. He's really looking like the wide receiver one of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I do believe he is the wide receiver one of the Kansas City Chiefs. But either way, Rashee Rice has an 81% catch rate, and that's the highest for a rookie receiver with at least 70 targets. And the data goes all the way back to 1992. Now, the next few people on the list is Michael Thomas, 76% in 2016, Jamison Crowder, 75% in 2021, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, 75% in 2021. So Rashee Rice has the highest catch rate out of all of them, and that's a historic, thing to have on other rookie wide receivers. And for a player that struggled with drops this season, the fact that Rice is on pace to break the rookie record for catch rate is honestly crazy, and it speaks volumes like to his ability to grab in them contested catches. If it's not an easy drop, then I mean it's a catch. So once Rashee Rice's hands fully develops, this dude is gonna be dangerous, man. He's gonna be dangerous. He's also among all wide receivers. He's third among all wide receivers in the NFL with yards after catch per reception, 7.8. And the Chiefs have definitely been expanding his route tree more. He's improving against man coverage. He's developing. And I think Veach has finally landed a wide receiver. But we still want more because all these other dudes are horrible, to be honest. So we still gonna need some more wide receivers. Week 12, if you look at the last 4 weeks, week 12, 68% of routes, 32% of targets. Week 13, 69% of routes, 29% of targets. Week 14, 82% of routes, 27% of targets. Week 15, 93% of routes, 26% of targets. Patrick Mahomes has a 126.9 passer rating when he's targeting Rashee Rice. And I love every time I see Mahomes looking Rice's direction because we know it's going to be a big play. I really want to see what Rashee Rice and Mahomes is going to do in the playoffs, to be honest with you. I really want to see that because I hope we get Justin Houston. We need to get that guy again. I know that's off topic, but I want to see what Rashee Rice does in the playoffs, man. I think he's going to really, really step up. Like, I think this dude's going to be a machine in the playoffs, and we're going to be blessed that we have Rashee Rice. Obviously, the Chiefs' offense doesn't look the same as it has in previous years, but nonetheless, man, Rashee Rice is starting to grow into a dependable weapon for an offense that obviously needs dependability more than anything else, definitely heading into the playoffs. And we know that our passing attack has taken a step back in 2023. I mean, the lack of consistency, the lack of chemistry with the wide receiver corps is really bad, and it's really crucial, man. In the past, Mahomes has been able to elevate. We know Mahomes used to elevate wide receivers, but this year, man, the talent is just horrible. Like Sky Moore, Marquez, Tony, Watson, they're inconsistent, man. Noah Gray, he doesn't get the chance. We need to get Noah Gray involved more. I don't know, man. But Rice looks like he's the bright spot of the team, and he's definitely the best on our offense right now. I mean, Kels is better than Rice still, but other than Kels, Rice is definitely the best on our offense. He's always shining. Mahomes got to just keep targeting that dude. Honestly, just keep passing it to Rice. He did everything for the Chiefs. Like, usually he's a receiving after catch threat, right? I mean, run after catch threat. But this week he did everything. He was getting open in all types of zones. He was getting clutch third down throws to move the chains. Like, he proved that he's very reliable, and I love what he's doing. I love how he's a 3-level threat for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's definitely going to stand out. I mean, Mahomes and Rice alone, obviously, is not enough to win the whole playoffs. So Kels is going to have to get and stay at 100%. Kels going to have to be very good. All three of our running backs are going to have to use him to their ability. But Rice, who's the dynamic weapon, and he's hitting his peak at this perfect time where we're literally near a pivotal playoff run, goes to show you that this dude could be a big force when it comes to getting us in the playoffs. Well, obviously, we're going to get in the playoffs when it comes to getting us through the playoffs. But yeah, man, there's no secret that Rasheed's going to be very, very good for us in the playoffs. I just can't wait to see what he does, man. At the end of the day, he's very talented, great player. You know, he's a stud, run out the catch, you're out the catch. He's starting to be able to do everything, and we're going to need that. As long as other dudes can step up and show, like, a little bit of consistency and that they can be reliable a little bit, at least to make deep plays, then we'll definitely be fine in the playoffs. And I just can't wait, man. Chiefs priority, and I'm out. Peace.